This week's review of the movie I saw this weekend, because like I do every week, I see a movie whether I like it or not. I saw Abominable, and it was not abominable. I saw these trailers for this movie. I was like, really? This movie doesn't look that great. You know, I thought it looked okay. It didn't grab me. You could tell that they were going in this direction where the film was going to have, like, it's going to be a generic kids movie. They shut off all the lamest and corniest and most kiddie jokes in the trailer, like do every kids movie trailer. And then they mentioned the Taylor Swift. And every time I saw that trailer in the theater, I just cringed in my seat. It was like, there is no Taylor Swift in this movie. So if you are worried about them mentioning Taylor Swift, don't worry, they don't. In fact, that'd be really dumb if they did, because this film looks like it's set in China or something like that. It is, I believe, Pearl, the animation studio that worked with DreamWorks on this movie, is a Chinese animation studio. So I don't know. The characters seem to have a very Chinese aesthetic to them. The character designs and animation I thought were really, really good. It's not the most amazing. Like, it's still, I think this film looks a little cheap. Like, all the DreamWorks movies lately have been looking kind of cheap, and I just think it's because DreamWorks has had so many flops that they're making cheaper movies. That's why their movies are starting to look more generic. The writing's starting to be a little bit worse. I think we're never going to get a great DreamWorks movie again, if you ask me. I know we had How to Train Dragon, The Hidden World, but that's different. That's because it was part of an already existing franchise. And I wouldn't even call that movie great. I would call that one good, but not great. I think that's just where we're at with DreamWorks. But this is a pretty good movie. A lot of people were like, this movie's too generic. That's most of the reviews I've heard and read about. I know Electric Dragon 5, Animat, his YouTube channel, he has like a video calling it out for being generic. Which is like, this movie isn't that generic. Because what this movie does, different from the formula that is this film's story, are subtle things. Like the Chinese aesthetic, the fact that the characters grow and develop through the story. And yeah, some of them are generic plot points, like, whatever the girl's name is, her dad being dead was kind of a, that's not really a spoiler, that's just the thing that goes on in the story. I mean, they do say it in the middle of the movie and not earlier, but it's not that much of a spoiler, so don't worry about it. But, you know, that's just the thing about the movie. There's not much to say about it besides that. You know, I mean, you know, I think that storyline was, but the characters progress naturally and through little lines. And a lot of people were saying the kid that's like the cousin to the one kid who's obsessed with the shoes and his phone was kind of annoying and just a comic relief. No, he actually had lines where he had characters realize things throughout the story. Like, there was a line he had about the one kid and the girl's relationship, which is like, I'm glad it's not like a romantic relationship. It's like a friend relationship in this movie, which you don't see in a lot of kids' movies. Well, no, it's kind of like a sibling relationship, but they're not really siblings. So, you just have to see the movie. Point is, you know, that was great. And the villain wasn't that bad, actually. Like, a lot of people saying the villain was really generic. There's a twist at the end that stops him from being that. Now, the villain that is replaced by that villain, because there's two villains, is pretty generic. But she's only on screen for like 5 minutes as just the crazy villain. So, you know, she's not even there she's there the majority of the movie, but she's, you know, whatever. But, you know, that's just the thing about it. There's some things going on throughout the story, and it's not that bad. It's not great. I don't say this is a rush out and see, but it's not as generic and as bad as people are saying. It's just fine. It's just fine. There's nothing wrong with this movie. You know, it's not the greatest movie. It's not amazing. There's no major problem with it, but there's also nothing majorly great about it. And I think that's okay. I don't know how many times I'm gonna watch this movie. I did think Everest was kind of cute, but not that cute. Like, I might pick up his Funko Pop cute, but, you know, nothing beyond that. I'm just, you know. So, you know, let me know what you guys think of this movie. Critics being a little too harsh on this movie. I think they are. So, and you know, there was a little too much juvenile jokes, and there was literally somebody that yelled "selfie" in this movie. I want to die now, but it's not that bad. Okay, it's not as bad. It's not like they're just trying to be hip and current. They just you know, it's not like that. I don't think these filmmakers were like, oh my gosh, we have to make this, and they just threw in whatever poopy doop jokes or whatever. There's not that many potty jokes as you would think. Okay, there's a couple. I'm not gonna act like there isn't. So yeah.